Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm not sure what I'm going to title this video, but I felt like I needed to share this. I have recorded this video multiple times and have not been satisfied with, what I said, and I was really rambling a lot as I normally do, and I just don't want this to be a ramble video, so I'm going to try to keep this short. I recently did something, made a big change, big career change. I was working as a full-time employee at a startup, and I recently decided to take a step back and spend some more time doing some other things and just figuring out what it is that I wanted to do with my life. I feel like for many years I've been down this path of working in tech, being in tech, and I was starting to question whether this is the right field for me. And I was going through a lot of things mentally and some other personal things. And I decided that, maybe I should quit my job. And so I talked to my manager about it, and she was very understanding. I told her I was going through some personal things, and, which is true. And I was ready to leave. I think I had the full intention of leaving and completely quitting, but she was very sweet, and she's just an amazing person, an amazing manager. And she was like, hey, do you want to stay in a part-time capacity? Would you be open to doing, more of a, special projects type thing, and choose your own hours? And I was really open to that because, I love the team. I love the company. I think at the end of the day, the role that I was doing was not, where I was at personally, and all these other things that I was struggling with mentally. I couldn't really show up as my best self in that specific role, in that specific capacity. And I just, had to be honest about that and tell my manager, and she was just really supportive of it. And she really just offered me other options, and this kind of opened up a bigger thing for me because, for so much of my life, I have never been in this kind of situation before. I have kind of just followed a lot of things that, you're supposed to do in your life. I went to school and got good grades. I was thinking about, university. I went to university. And then when I went to university, I ended up changing my major multiple times because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then I ended up majoring in something because I just wanted to get a job, after graduating. And then now that it's been 3 years post college, I am, just seriously questioning and also just evaluating a lot of things in my life right now. And it's scary because I am a, I have parents who are immigrants, who gave up so much and worked so hard to build a life here. And all I've ever known was you go to school, you go to college, you get a good degree, you start working, you climb the corporate ladder, and that's what you do. And that's really what success is. You need to keep working and keep earning and keep rising the ranks. And that's seen as that's an accomplishment, and that's seen as success. When, I really started questioning all of that because those things really didn't make me happy. And I felt so I think the community and the people that I've usually been around were so decisive in what they wanted to do and were kind of aiming for those things. And I always felt kind of the odd one out in the situation. And at the end of the day, I realized that I needed to, one, honor myself and put myself first, put my needs first, put my mental health first, and make a decision that would be right for me. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I'm doing next. I have no idea. All I know is that I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm trying to use this time to really you know, be there for myself, kind of take care of myself first and get myself to a point where I feel, just good, like mentally, and feel fulfilled in the ways that make me happy. And just getting back to that, because I don't think I've ever given myself a chance just to focus on what I want, like just career wise. Like I kind of just went through the motions the last couple of years, and it was fine until, it wasn't fine. So here we are. I am currently, I guess, like freelancing, fun employed. I don't know what the term is, but I share a lot about like, my career journey and just like my life and just like being a 20-something-year-old trying to figure it out on this channel. So I just wanted to be very open about this and share with you all, because it's an interesting journey. Like I don't know what I'm doing next. I have no idea what's going to happen. Of course, I prepared for this in terms of like financially, I'm in a good spot where I have enough savings, so I didn't really make a rash decision. Like I kind of made a calculated decision. So that's something to always consider if you're like in a similar situation to me. Just like, make sure you're in a good spot and like you have your basic needs covered. Like that's the most important thing. I come from, a huge place of privilege where, I graduated with no debt. And I lived at home for the first 2 years after graduating. So I was able to save a lot, and that's really helping me now. And now I can make these choices. So just, think about these things, if you're in a situation where you feel like you need to make a change and, right now what you're doing is not working for whatever reason. I think it's just important to consider your options. But again, I wanted to be very honest on this channel. I was debating whether I should even post this video or not. And again, that's why I recorded this multiple times, because at the end of the day, I, still love the company that I, worked for and am still continuing to work at, and even if it's a part-time capacity. That I love my team, which is why this was such a hard decision to make for me. And it took some time, but I think I made the right decision for myself. And I think it's also hard to make a decision like this when, you feel like there's so many other people who are, struggling just to get a job, or like, want some sort of financial stability. And like I hear all this talk about, a recession coming up, which is scary, because I'm like, well, I'm in a very unstable place right now. But I think, like I said, again, like making sure that you have your finances covered is important. So like, I think for me, this made sense as a next step. But again, that doesn't mean I really know what I'm doing. And as much as I feel very liberated right now, I'm in the period of time where I feel very like excited and like feel like there's so many opportunities and like the world is my oyster, but I know that I'm going to go through my own range of emotions in the next couple months. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you all, because I feel like, something that I realized about just your career or anything in your life, even just your personal development, like it is not a linear path. And it's definitely not been for me so far. And I don't think it'll ever be for me, and I just don't think I can see myself being like playing into this traditional corporate, world. Like I feel like I probably will I will go through multiple career transitions in my life. I probably will discover new things about myself and what I like all the time. And I think like I have learned to accept that that is the beauty of life and the beauty of being on this journey, and just like, learning new things about myself, but also learning about causes and, activities and hobbies and passions that actually make me so happy that I actually really want to pursue them. And I think I never really asked myself these questions when I was in college and like, the last couple years. And I've finally been starting to ask myself these things and really thinking about it. And it's given me a lot of peace. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy, and as much as I don't know what's gonna happen next, it's the fear of uncertainty that prevented me from even making this decision for a long time. But at some point, I realized that I think the regrets that I would have would outweigh any kind of fear that, you know, I was playing in my head. It was all like in my head. And I think that's when I really knew I had to make a change. Anyway, I just felt like sharing that with you all. And, you know, I don't really know when I'm going to make another video, what this channel is about. Like, I've just been posting random videos, but I kind of treat this as my digital diary. So, you know, I hope, you know, if you are in a similar situation, you feel less alone. I'm also trying to figure it out. Yeah, I send you all my love, and I hope you're doing well. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video hopefully soon. Bye.